Yo, what's going on, guys? AKA TeeChurch here. I am the coach for AKA Gaming. I want to bring you guys this video today to kind of tell you guys a little bit about myself, and then talk to you guys about a common concept that I see within the Fortnite community. Hopefully, I'll be able to help some of you guys out with this and help us avoid burnout. But let's get started with who I am first. My name is Tyler Crouch, AKA TeeChurch. Like I said, I'm the coach for AKA Gaming. My approach to coaching is a little bit different, I think, than a lot of other coaches in the community. Of course, I still VOD review and do live coaching with the players that I have under my tutelage right now. However, I also like to focus on the psychology of success and the psychology of being a high-performance individual. And so what I'm talking to you guys about today is actually a psychological concept called burnout that I see a lot of guys going through. It's why you see so many people, they'll do bad in a tournament and they'll post on Twitter that they're quitting, and then you'll see them come back like a week later. It's because they were burnt out and they didn't recognize that they were burnt out, and so now they're kind of acting silly to everybody else because they're upset because they don't really want to grind the game anymore, when in reality all they really needed to do was take a step back and take a break. Like, it's okay to not play the game sometimes, guys. Like, it's necessary. It's necessary to not play the game. We have things in real life that we need to take care of. We have friends, we have parents, we have responsibilities. You know, for a lot of you guys, I think that's going to be school right now. But we have other things that we need to take care of in our real lives that allow us to escape from like the emotional bondage from the anxiety that all of those other things bring to us, right? Like, you got to manage your in real life first, and then you can manage Fortnite. But then on top of that, and that'll help you not end up being burnt out, right? So, like, let's dive into what burnout actually is. This is an article that I pulled online. The author has a doctorate in, the PsyD is different from an official doctorate in psychology. It's a more specialized degree, but she's absolutely qualified to write this article, so I believe that I can trust a lot of the resources that are in this article. So your signs of burnout are going to include exhaustion, isolation, escape fantasies, irritability, and frequent illness. You know, these are very, very common, especially the more and more burnt out that you get. But I think, you know, it's very easily, especially with the exhaustion and the isolation, you know, a lot of us as Fortnite players, you know, or gamers in general, we spend a lot of times in our rooms, a lot of times sitting in front of a desk, in front of a setup. And you know, even though it seems like we're sitting around all day, you're still fatiguing your brain, and to a certain extent, you're still fatiguing your body, right? And when we rest, we actually repair our bodies. So that's when the recovery actually happens, and that's when you pick up new skills. So it's very important that, you know, we're not overexerting ourselves to try to like create our dream faster, so that we're not, you know, making the mistake of you know, unintentionally burning ourselves out. So how does burnout start? How does it begin? What does it look like? You know, how do you progress through it? So generally you'll start with excessive drive or ambition. So this is your guys that want to grind the game 12 to 16 hours a day. There are some people that can maintain that for the long term, because they don't have a lot, maybe they don't place a lot of value on their external relationships, or maybe the people in their lives really are very supportive and they understand them, right? But in order to be able to do the 12 to 16 hour a day grind, you got to be a special type of person. You have to have people around you supporting you to help take care of you, people that are going to cook your food, people that are going to take care of the bills. I think a lot of you guys have parents that will probably do this for you. But generally, you're going to start off with an excessive drive or ambition, you know, which makes it extremely difficult to burn ourselves out even quicker. The excessive drive or ambition generally is going to lead us into pushing ourselves to work harder. Like I was just explaining, guy that works 12 to 16 hours a day, there are some people that can handle that for a time period of 6 months to a year. Most people are only going to be able to get through about a week or two of that before you start to feel the effects of burnout, right? So pushing ourselves to work harder generally will lead into neglecting personal care and needs, right? If we're spending 12 to 16 hours a day on the game, we don't really have that much extra time to be able to take care of ourselves, do simple stuff like brushing our teeth and showering. And then, you know, people are going to try to tell us, hey, like, this isn't healthy for you. You need to take a step back. We don't want to listen to that because we got to grind, right? That's what society tells us, right? So we display some conflict, which is going to hurt our relationships, and we have no time for non-work related needs. Again, going to hurt our relationships again. denial, putting our head in the sand, right? Still another thing that's going to impact our relationships, because the people around you, they're telling you like, hey, you're burning yourself out. Like, they're not doing it because they're angry at you, they're doing it because they love you. And then you'll see withdrawal, because a lot of times you're not going to want to listen to those people. Then you have behavioral changes, depersonalization, inner emptiness, depression, and then finally a mental or physical exhaustion or collapse. So, burnout is serious. Burnout is probably the number one thing that makes people quit jobs. It's the number one thing that makes people give up on their dreams, because our society today is not set up for people to chase their dreams. It's set up for people to go to school and to get a 9 to 5. This is why I have so much respect for any of you guys in the Fortnite community that are trying to make this thing work, because I'm a little bit older. I know what it takes. I've operated a restaurant. I've been in a leadership position. I've put in the work to obtain my goals, which is why I'm confident that A, I can do this, but B, why I have so much respect for a lot of you guys that put in the time and the effort to make it to where you want to make it to in this game, because it's not an easy task, and it requires a level of maturity and balance that is often very difficult for teenagers to obtain. So I want to talk to you guys today about how to prevent burnout, and also tie this into the Fortnite off season and when the best times to start these practices are. So the best day to start implementing a lot of these practices is going to be today. The second best day is tomorrow, right? So with that being said, we're kind of in between seasons right now. I know we have a lot of the quick cups and stuff going on because it's summer, but this is a really good time for you guys to take a step back from the game, let yourselves rest a little bit before cash cups and FNCS get started again, and start trying to implement these things like exercise, eating a balanced diet, practicing good sleep habits, making sure you're getting 8 hours every single night, and then asking for help. Like, this isn't a solo journey. You're gonna have friends around you that they may see the game differently than you. You guys may be the same skill level, but there's always something that you can learn from the people around you. On top of that, exercising and eating a balanced diet, in my opinion, that's something you guys should be doing anyway, just to take care of your mental and physical health. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's the concept of burnout. I hope you guys learned something from this video. In the future, I'll be explaining more of these psychological concepts that I really like to help my players understand, as well as doing some high-level VOD reviewing of either, people that have already made it in the game as professionals, or, up-and-coming players. So it'll be a combination on my channel of live coaching and VOD reviewing, as well as explaining kind of like these psychological concepts that I think will help you guys improve in gaming. So I hope you guys learned something from the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.